News this evening, sponsored by Corps, bringing value home. Police arrest Working People's Alliance executive. Alleged cybercrime investigation ongoing. Government abusing its power. Norton after Working People's Alliance executive's arrest. Police erred by not opting to charge Dharmlal. Paul Slow says file should have been sent to the Director of Public Prosecution. And video evidence of government neglecting Mocha Arcadia residents presented to visiting congressman. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm Aletha Grant with the Wednesday, 29th May 2024 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We will tell you at this hour that free speech and the right to due process are fast becoming extinct in Guyana. So says the Working People's Alliance as the party reacts to the arrest of politician Kedaki Amsterdam. More details from Travis Chase.
The arrest of Kedaki Amsterdam, host of the Bostonian Morning Time Show and a member of the Working People's Alliance, has been deemed political, so says WPA's executive Dr. David Hines. Dr. Hines spoke on a live Facebook program hours after police showed up at the Annandale East Coast Demerara home of Mr. Amsterdam and took him into custody.
Kedaki Amsterdam is now at Ramfeld Police Station. We deem him a political prisoner. The police asked for his fingerprint. He refused to give the fingerprint. And they were told by the lawyer that they will have to go to a magistrate and get an order for him to give his fingerprint.
The Guyana Police Force last evening said that Mr. Amsterdam has been arrested over the alleged inciting of the murder of President Irfan Ali and other government officials. The police said the talk show host and WPA executive was arrested in connection with a cybercrime investigation related to statements made by a caller on his talk show. The police force did not say on which date the alleged incident occurred or if investigators have made efforts to contact the caller.
Officers were reluctant to even give the lawyer any information when Nigel asked what was he being arrested for. They were saying all they did is they got instructions to take him to Ranville.
In a statement issued to the press, the Guyana Police Force said the alleged threat was also issued to a businessman. The WPA, however, did not name the complainant, but described the person as a close friend of a high government official who has already brought a civil case against Mr. Amsterdam.
From all indications, he is a good friend of higher-ups. He's a good friend of big people in government. The lawyer did point this out to the police.
Asked for an update on the arrest of Mr. Amsterdam, the police would only say that investigations are continuing. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. Following the arrest of Kedaki Amsterdam, host of Bostonian Morning Time, leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton said that the government has been abusing its power. Dacia Richards reports.
On Tuesday evening, following the arrest of Kedaki Amsterdam, host of Bostonian Morning Time, leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton believes that government is abusing its power over the Guyana Police Force. He highlighted that the charges meted out to the talk show host are unfair, as Mikhail Rodriguez, known as the Guyanese critic, has always been explicit in his commentary on various issues.
What I found interesting is you have someone like Critic, and I call his name without fear, who curses, abuses, go on very ridiculous, and they've never charged him for a cybercrime. And I found it in keeping with the normal of a approach of the police in recent time.
He added that the charges made against the member of the Working People Alliance has been made up, and since assuming office, the People's Progressive Party civic government has been making false allegations against citizens.
From the time this government returned to power in 2020, they have trumped up charges against many people, and until now they cannot prove one because they are just that, trumped up charges.
He made mention to the fact of a well-known politician who has been in custody but have never spent much time under arrest.
They had Darren Lal, who has been accused of rape, who never spent 1 hour in the locker, 1 minute. But a man who you allege committed cyber crime is going to be there for 72 hours. And so I agree with you that he is a political prisoner.
He added that Amsterdam is being dealt with at the whims, fancies, and likes of the Ali-led regime. Amsterdam was arrested in relation to 3 cybercrime offenses, including using a computer to transmit words spoken by video that encourages or incites any person to commit the offense of murder against the president and members of the government, contrary to Section 18(1)(c) of the Cybercrime Act No. 16 of 2018. The police said the offenses were also allegedly committed against a businessman. Investigations are ongoing. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Thank you, Daisy. The People's Progressive Party civic government is once again being accused of deliberately neglecting Mocha Arcade residents as video evidence has been presented to a visiting United States politician. Travis Chase has been following that story.
Visiting United States Congressman Jonathan Jackson has been presented with video evidence of what transpired on January 5, 2023, when heavy-duty machinery owned by the government bulldozed several homes to make way for a 4-lane highway. Opposition Member of Parliament and Parliamentary Representative of Mocha Arcadia, Nima Flu-Bess, presented the evidence to the congressman when he met with residents of Mocha Arcadia on Tuesday morning.
And I've put together videos on this flash to give to you so that when you get back home, you can look at what I've spoken of.
Congressman Jackson listened to residents' complaints of injustices, bullyism, and racism they have been facing at the hands of the government. Ms. Nima Flu-Bess told the congressman that the PPPC government is deliberately neglecting the community of Mocha Arcadia.
From the time we have this government, 2020, they said they were building a bridge and they blocked the drainage canal. All the farmers lost. 2022, deliberate flooding was done to this community from water being drained from other communities into the canal, and there's no pump there. So all the water is being flooded on our farmers.
The MP passionately detailed to the congressman the plight of the farmers in the community, government's alleged handling of land leases, and the lack of support for farmers have them operating in uncertainty since some of their leases were not renewed by the PPPC government.
Could you believe the leases for many farmers are not being renewed since we had a change of administration? Hence, many of our people are operating in limbo, not sure what will happen or if a grader will come to grade them down.
The residents of Mocha Arcadia have called for international awareness and support in holding the PPPC government accountable for its actions. Congressman Jackson has promised to share the concerns with President Irfan Ali as well as with the relevant U.S. political mechanisms. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. We will be back with more news after this break. Stay with us.
SNL owe Electrical Agency believe that a good design begins with a great lighting plan, from ambiance lighting to statement chandeliers. Trendy LED fixtures, we've got it all. Layering your homes with lights is the key to creating spaces that welcome, comfort, and inspire. S&L Electrical Agency, importers and distributors of all electrical lamps, solar lights, cables, circuit breaker panels, AC units, and so much more. S&L Electrical Agency, 179 to 180 Thomas Street, Kitty. Telephone 226-3018, 223-1634.
Say goodbye to germs with a free Sterling Super Soap automatic dispenser. That's right, get free equipment and installation of our touch-free dispenser. The perfect amount of soap every time ensures clean and germ-free hands. Refilling is quick and easy with 4 amazing fragrances: coconut, sunflower sunrise, pink blossom, and citrus zest. Call us on 265-7403.
Krishna Rock Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Rock Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
You are watching the HGP Nightly News. Welcome back. Following the severe flooding in several parts of the mining town of Linden, Opposition Member of Parliament Jermaine Figueroa is calling on the government to put aside the blame game and assist the affected residents. More details from Tiana Cole.
Opposition Member of Parliament Jermaine Figueroa, in a telephone interview with this newscast on Wednesday, stated that many households have been impacted by the floods in the mining town of Linden. At a time when lives, businesses, and livelihoods are threatened, the Member of Parliament said it was not a time for Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips to be playing a blame game.
I don't believe now is a time for blame game. A lot of residents have been affected. Their households have been affected. They have many losses. And to lay blame at who is responsible, we are least concerned about that.
Figueroa, who is also representative of the people of Linden, is of the view that the government has an equal responsibility to the citizens, especially those who have been affected by natural disasters.
And we're saying that the Prime Minister, who happens to be from Linden, should be more responsible and more caring to the residents of Region 10 and more to the residents of Linden, a community in which he is a part of. And he should understand the need and the responsibility to give adequate help and assistance to those who are affected.
Figueroa further stressed that the government has an obligation to render assistance to the taxpayers of the country.
Right now, people are in need. Their household equipment has been damaged. Their houses are flooded. Their beds, their crops have also been affected, as well as their chickens that they're rearing to sustain themselves and their families.
Figueroa, in a statement on Wednesday, said the exponential rainfall typical of May and June has once again led to severe flooding in the several parts of our country, notably impacting numerous communities in Linden, and given a dire situation, urgently called upon the government to take swift action to provide immediate relief, assistance, and compensation to the affected households. It is imperative that collaborative efforts be made with the Mayor Anton Council alongside the Regional Democratic Council to establish a risk assessment committee. As a result of the 2 consecutive days of intense rain, several areas of Linden are still underwater, and Prime Minister Mark Phillips is blaming the Town Council and Mayor of Linden for the flooding. The Prime Minister said in a statement on Tuesday that while the government is fully committed to providing quick and efficient relief, the flooding situation is primarily the result of the municipality failure to clean the town's drainage system and the 2 days of heavy rain experienced. Equipment from both Bosai Mineral Group and the government has been dispatched to the affected communities to clear and clean clogged drain and trenches. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Tiano. The Sexual Offences Act of 2010 will soon be reviewed and amended 14 years after it was first enacted. Here again is Tiana Cole.
Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Annie Nandlal on Tuesday, during his weekly program Issues in the News, disclosed that the Sexual Offence Act is a crucial piece of legislation which is very modern, embracing, and addresses sexual abuse in Guyana.
We enacted that legislation in 2010, and we are conducting a review of it 14 years after. A consultant has been retained, and the consultant is working with the government of Guyana through the agency of the Ministry of Legal Affairs and Attorney General Chambers.
The Attorney General said the Principal Act underwent tremendous consultations before it was enacted, and it spent a long period of time in a special select committee where it was scrutinized.
I believe that the Principal Act has served Guyana well over the past 14 years, and it is due for review.
Nandlal extended an invitation to members of the public and stakeholder organizations to read the proposed amendments and make constructive contributions.
I also want to invite members of the opposition to access the bill. It is publicly available, and to also make whatever recommendations, proposals, or amendments that they wish to make.
He made it clear that the opposition contributions and proposal will be taken on board by the consultant.
There is a view out there that the Principal Act is harsh, that it is oppressive, that it tends to be biased in a particular direction. Well, this is the opportunity for those who hold that view to put forward proposals and amendments so that adjustments to the Principal Act can be made.
Amendments proposed include the creation of a national sex offenders database with substantial personal information on an offender and vesting the Director of Public Prosecutions with the power to deal with cases summarily instead of committing the accused person or persons to trial. Tiana Ko reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
The file in the Nigel Darmlal alleged rape case should have been sent to the Director of Public Prosecution in keeping with the law. That's what a former policeman has highlighted. Travis
advisor aired when that office said there was insufficient evidence to charge People's Progressive Party Civic Executive member Nigel Darmlal with rape and sexual assault. Mr. Slow was speaking on his weekly social media program, Speaking Out, exposing corruption and incompetence.
Let me repeat, Mandelmore, if you feel as a police legal advisor, having perused that file, there is insufficient evidence, it's not for you to pronounce whether they should be charged or not. You, after them, put your comments, your views in writing and send it to the DPP for legal advice. The DPP constitutionally is the only one who can say whether a charge should be filed against Darmlal or not.
The question as to why advice was sought from the police force's own legal advisor as against the Director of Public Prosecutions for such a high-profile case was met with silence from the force's public relations office. Mr. Slow said that the force's legal advisor, according to law, has no authority to pronounce on such high-profile cases. The former policeman referred to the Sexual Offences Act of 2010, which was assented to by then-President Barra Jagdeo.
Where an offence under this act is reported to the police shall, in every case, record the report and conduct an investigation. 2, within 3 months of the complaint being made under Section 1, a charge shall be laid in respect of the report, or the file relating to the report and investigation shall be sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions.
The police claim that legal advice was obtained because there were several inconsistencies and discrepancies in the complainant's story, and that there were also statements from several independent witnesses who contradicted the complainant's story.
They did not conduct an investigation. If Mandel Moore is telling us about inconsistencies in statement and all of those type of things, they don't conduct an investigation. What they conduct is a trial. Because when you are doing an investigation, some of the things that they reveal here is not, when you're doing an investigation, you collect statements, you collect other evidence, you put together a file, and then it is analyzed, and you decide to charge or not. But some of the things that they are telling here about the credibility and all of those things are determined by the court.
Sarah Hack early this month alleged publicly that she was raped about 4 years ago at the Region 2 State House in Anna, Regina. In 2023, a disgraced Nigel Darmlal was forced to resign as a Member of Parliament and a government minister after a teenage schoolgirl filed a sexual assault complaint against him. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thank you, Travis. Join us after this break for more news.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your jars. It's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch, so tasty. What a catch, with a caramel center. What a catch, and so much chocolate, ooh yeah. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. So much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel, ooh yeah. Oh, what a catch, you know we love you. What a catch, first it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
Number 1 world famous astrologer and psychic, Astro Pandit Ishwar. Astrology prediction is God's gift, passed down from generation to generation. He is specialized in the removal of black magic, negative energy, bad luck, voodoo, evil spirits, your worries, and here, special guidance for broken relationships, husband and wife disputes. Expert in bringing back loved ones,
business problems, sexual problems, children's problems, family problems, health problems, domestic problems, and many more. 100% warranted result. All matters private and confidential. Call or WhatsApp now for book an appointment. And all religions are welcome.
Thanks for staying with us. You're with the HGP Nightly News. Amid the heightened tension over the Georgetown Mayor and City Council's failure to present and approve a 2024 budget, it was announced by the Treasury Department that the budget will be presented. More details from Carice Gonzalez.
People's Progressive Party Civic Councillor Alfonso de Armas Archbold expressed dissatisfaction during Tuesday's Georgetown Mayor and City Council's statutory meeting held at the Kitty Boardroom, Georgetown, over the council's delay in presenting and approving a budget for 2024.
We are almost halfway through the fiscal year 2024, and despite being halfway through this fiscal year, we have no budget to guide us. And our budget, as you know, is not just a piece of paper, but it contains the vision and the strategy for our city moving forward. The fact that that budget has not been presented as yet is a serious concern of mine.
However, Georgetown Mayor Alfred Mentor defended the delay, citing challenges faced, among them reassigning staff in the Treasury Department.
This is an administrative responsibility of what the administration is required to do. We also know the challenges the administration in the Treasury Department have because of the amount of changes and the amount of persons who retire at different times, and a whole host of issues. We also met to discuss that draft budget, where I would have called for everyone to participate in that process. You were also part of that process. In the finance committee level, you also participated in it. So to come and to point fingers at councillors, you have to remember 3 of those fingers pointing back at you.
Councillor Alfonso would have penned a letter in the form of an editorial piece expressing concern. The letter states, quote, "The City Council headed by Mayor Alfred Mentor is in breach of Chapter 2801, Section 155, which states that the City Council shall no later than the 15th day of November in every year cause to be submitted to them estimates of the revenues and expenditures for the next financial year." This was not done until April 24 at a special statutory meeting, when a draft budget was presented. However, neither the mayor nor the finance committee chair could provide satisfactory answers to questions from PPPC councillors about the origins of budget figures. It was blatantly clear that the budget was a copy and paste job from the previous year's budget, which itself had been copied from the budget before that. It was obvious that neither trend analysis nor cost adjustments, essential techniques for reviewing past spending trend and adjusting for inflation or changes in service requirements, were done, end quote. Responding to the published article, Mayor Mentor refuted the councillor's claim, saying the article is a clear misrepresentation of facts.
The draft budget was a draft budget for us to discuss and add or subtract items. And that is what we did when that draft budget, where we had that meeting to treat with it. You were part of that process. If you're going to make statements, all right, if you're going to make statements and you're going to stand and go to the public and misguide the public like you have no knowledge of what's going on, then that is an atrocity.
Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, I am Carice Gonzalez.
After years of sibling dispute over a property belonging to their parents, Ramzan Ghafoor and his sister now have nowhere to continue operating their business after they were evicted Wednesday last by the public trustee. Daisy Richards reports.
After years of court cases, Ramzan Ghafoor was evicted from a property belonging to him and his siblings. Ghafoor says he has been occupying the land for over 30 years and his siblings have always posed challenges in relation to the property that belonged to their parents.
I have a brother who is always on my case for over 30 years. He's been trying to get me off of this land and get this land sold. He took the old man and they took me to court that they wanted me to come off the property because they want to sell it.
Ghafoor and his sister, who claimed that they were occupying the land legally, were evicted from last Wednesday. They said they were wrongfully removed from the property. Ramzan said the removal has cost him millions of dollars in damages following the unlawful removal of his property.
Last week the marshals came, they dumped all this stuff. We have millions of dollars in things. dump at the side of the road at Luzignan. My sister don't have space to store it. I don't have space to store it. Millions of dollars going down the drain.
He added that the case was handed over to the public trustee, who never initiated contact, and all attempts to contact her were to no avail. He claims that the public trustee contacted the judge handling the case to ask for possession unknown to him.
The public trustee went behind my back to the said judge, Justice Gino, and asked for possession. The judge varied the order. I appealed the possession matter. The judge gave me 14 days to move out from the property.
Gafoor said that after a family member reached out to the public trustee, she initially told them that the idea was to sell the property to neighboring business Nan Prasad Limited.
And when he went to see her, Ms. Fatima Kisoon told my nephew, Nan Prasad, the neighbor, would be the fittest person to buy this property because he have the money, he would do good for the community, and he would do good for the country.
He is calling for authorities to look into the matter, as he believes it is unjust and unfair. For HGP Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards.
Stay tuned for regional news.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Working and studying? Lacking energy and restless? Dr. Chase Nerve Food and Nerve and Blood Tablet and Tonic improve your energy, reduce stress and anxiety, improve immunity, digestion, sleep, and nerve function, fight anemia, and maintain liver function. Dr. Chase contains iron, vitamin C, B1, B12, manganese, liver fraction, aloe vera extract, and gentian root. Now, that's a doctor to trust. Dr. Chase.
Distributed by Massey Distribution.
Homeowners and contractors. You must see the wide variety of toilet sets of Gafoors before you build. They have two types of toilet designs. S-trap, which goes down into the floor, and P-trap, which goes out through the wall. Both designs come in dual flush and lever flush. The dual flush helps conserve on water usage, and both are fitted as normally done. Spare parts are readily available for all the toilets sold at Gafoors. So get quality sanitary ware products at affordable prices for home or office from Gafoor's Macdoom Mega Complex and outlets at Parika, Means, Land of Canaan, BV, Rose Hall, Kanji, and Diamond. For superior customer service, superior quality, and competitive prices, it's Gafoor's, the name you can trust.
Step right into the vibrant heart of Guyana with HGP TV's freshest series, Inside Culture. Dive deep into the pulsating core of our spirited nation as we unravel the captivating stories embedded in our arts, music, sports, and beyond. A journey to nurture your soul and celebrate our rich heritage. Join us on HGP TV, where Inside Culture brings you closer to the heart and soul of Guyana, airing Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. and rebroadcasting on Sundays.
competitive prices. It's Gaffurs, the name you can trust.
Step right into the vibrant heart of Guyana with HGP TV's freshest series, Inside Culture. Dive deep into the pulsating core of our spirited nation as we unravel the captivating stories embedded in our arts, music, sports, and beyond. A journey to nurture your soul and celebrate our rich heritage. Join us on HGP TV, where Inside Culture brings you closer to the heart and soul of Guyana, airing Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. and rebroadcasting on Sundays.
Tens of thousands of students in southern Brazil have gone a month without senior classrooms after catastrophic floods submerged some schools and turned some into shelters, raising concerns about their mental health. Rains that started in late April have swollen several rivers and lakes in Brazil's southernmost state of Rio Grande to record highs, causing floods that killed at least 169 people and left more than 58,000 displaced, according to a state official. Quote unquote, to have the situation of flooding in our last year of school, plus to have lost our last year of elementary school to COVID-19, gave us a very bad feeling, said Sophia, a high school senior. Venezuela has revoked its invitation for the European Union to send election observers for a presidential contest in July. Elvis Amoroso, the head of the National Electoral Council, CNE, said on Tuesday. Earlier this month, the EU temporarily removed individual sanctions on Amoroso, a move which he rejected, saying all sanctions on Venezuela should be lifted. Shortly afterward, the government-controlled legislature approved a measure to ask the CNE to revoke the invitation for EU electoral observers. The Community of Latin America and Caribbean States, CELAC, and the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, a panel of experts from the United Nations, the African Union, and the Carter Center, among others, will attend as observers. The July vote is the first time in a decade the opposition, which boycotted the 2018 election, has participated in a presidential contest. President Nicolas Maduro of the Socialist ruling party is seeking his third term. Haiti's Transition Council on Tuesday tapped former Prime Minister Gary Connelly, who briefly led the country over a decade ago, to return to the role as the Caribbean nation works to restore stability and take back control from violent gangs. The Transition Council voted 6-1 to install Connelly as interim Prime Minister. Connelly's extensive resume in development, working largely with the United Nations, is considered key to shoring up the international support as Haiti prepares to launch a UN-backed security mission led by Kenya through its deployment, has faced hurdles. The Transition Council, which holds some presidential powers, and its head, Edgar LeBlanc, acting as a de facto president, are now tasked with holding elections before February 7, 2026, as laid out in Haiti's constitution. Connelly's naming underscores progress in Haiti's political process and follows Prime Minister Ariel Henry's resignation in March after he left Haiti to seek support for the Kenyan security mission and was unable to.
Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Aletha Grant. Thanks for watching.
Interested in honoring or paying tribute to a loved one, or just making a loved one feel special? HGP TV offers you all that and more. Air your birthday greetings, death announcements, and wedding anniversaries on HGP TV today. HGP TV offers affordable prices, convenience, and great services. Call us on 220-3660 or email us at sales@hgptv.com.